Hey everybody, welcome to Board Game Heaven. My name is Raymond, and in this video I'm taking a look at the insert by the Gift Forge for Arkham Horror the card game. This is the first edition of the insert for the first edition game. There is also a version on their website for the revised edition, which has a different shape box, so they have an insert for that as well. It works pretty much the same, and the Gift Forge ships within Europe pre-assembled. So normally in these reviews for accessories, I would put together the insert and show you how that works, but the Gift Forge sends them pre-assembled within Europe. So I got this as is right here. They also have, aside from the insert that has all the slots for the cards and for tokens, they also have some accessories like a player board and a card holder for your act cards, and that looks really cool. So I will go over these one by one and I will share my thoughts on them as we go, and then I'll return back here. So here is the insert for the core box. It's pretty straightforward. It just has two rows where you can put your cards with dividers that you can take out and put in anywhere you need them to divide your decks. And in the middle there is a slot that holds this token box. So that goes in vertically like this. It goes in pretty easily. I'll demonstrate that later. So this simply goes into the bottom of the box. So you just put it in like this and it fits nicely inside. It's the exact right size. It is taller though, because you're gonna put the cards in sideways, and yeah, I have a point on that in a bit. But anyway, so you can put your cards in here, so you can just take all the cards you have, whether they are sleeved or not sleeved will also fit. There is plenty of room, as you can see here, and in the height there's also some room. And then you have this token box, which has a lid that slides open like this, so it catches here, so it doesn't open that easily. And you slide it open, and then these grooves here on the side keep the lid in place. So there's room for all of these tokens, and the bottom of the lid, I'll turn it around so you can read it, has engravings that tell you what goes where. So here, for example, there's the Clue and the Doom tokens. Here you've got your resources. There you go, resource. And these are, of course, all of these, which is a big tray. And you'll be taking some of those out to play a chapter. So the chaos tokens go there. But this is a big slot to store them all. Here are your damage tokens and your horror tokens. So all of that goes in here. There is also a newer edition, I think, on the website that has a different layout for when you have expansions, I believe. And that edition that I saw on the website has separate smaller boxes that fit into the tray over here. So you can just take out these dividers and put it in the, in the corner, basically. And that has a single tray for all of those chaos tokens, which also functions as a tray to pull them from. It even showed them with the coin capsules, so even that fits in there, which might be a little bit more practical. So that is a good improvement on this version that I got. And there was a second box for more tokens that I did not have, which I assume are from an expansion. So there is plenty of room here for even those boxes and a whole bunch of cards. And then if you put all the other tokens in here, you can just slide that in very easily, as you can see. And you have this hole here, so you can easily take it out. There's also holes on the side here and on the other side, so you can simply put your fingers here and pull that out very easily. So that's all good. I like that that fits. So this is more cards. So if you have a smaller deck, you simply move your divider to accommodate for those cards. Simple enough. There are also some accessories that I'd like to show you, but first, the only comment I have on this one, and it looks like the slightly improved version on their website has that same height, is that the height seems to be way too much, because if these are the cards, and even sleeved, there's some room left here, this would have been tall enough if it had been up to these notches, really. So it seems like it's about, you know, 1.5 centimeters too tall. And it looks like they designed this because all of these dividers and the box itself have notches here. So it looks like they had planned to put something on top of this, like a board or something, but I have no idea. So, you know, and they could have made this less wide. They could have just made this narrower to accommodate for the lesser height. So that's the only question I really have about this insert, but still fits if you put the lid on and the booklets. So I'll put these on top of that. I'll grab the lid real quick. Of course, it still does fit, but just as you can see, you know, there's about 1 centimeter that it overlaps. And I feel that could have been, you know, more. It could have been more shallow to save some space on your shelf. So the other accessories then, and I forgot to mention, something that is very important, that I value at least, is that all of their inserts are made with FSC certified wood, which means that the sources they use for their wood, their supplier of wood, gets their wood from forests that are also replanted. So everything that gets cut down also gets replanted to replenish the forests, which I feel is important. So that's good. You have these investigator dashboards, which have a spot for your investigator card, your resources, your doom tokens and investigation tokens, your health and your I keep calling it health and sanity. They call it different in this game. So here's an example of how that works. So you can put these tokens here, either side, of course, your resource tokens here, and your sanity and health tokens over here, your damage and I keep forgetting. I'm used to the different games like Mansions of Madness. But yeah, your cards fit in here, and there's this hole on the bottom, so you can easily push it out afterwards. Also pre-assembled, so that is pretty cool. That doesn't fit in here. You know, I first thought maybe that's why they made these slots, to accommodate 4-player boards, so you can put a couple of those in here, but this is bigger, so that's not it. But we have these, and that's a handy accessory to keep all your tokens and your card organized. That is also something you can get from their website. I have some more cards here, and I'm going to put these in as well. I have one expansion so far. And then we have some extra investigators that I can put here. So what else do we have? We have this cool agenda and act holder. So this is pretty nice. I like the way this is designed. You have this this little tray here that says Doom. You can put your 2 Doom tokens in here from your scenario, current agenda, or your clue tokens. You put them over here. This even has a little magnifying glass. There goes the token. So you can see clue here, but I don't know if you can see that very well. Maybe it will reflect a bit. There you go. There's a bit of plexiglass in there, so it looks like an actual magnifying glass, which is pretty cool. You get some little cat paws there. That's pretty nice. And then we have a spilled inkwell here with some ink and a bit of a note with a scribbling on it. Giftforge logo there. Scenario reference, the act, and the agenda. So if you have this and you're playing your game and you have these cards, then you could put your scenario reference in here. You know, and that will stay there. You can easily read that. Easy and hard, of course, depending on what you're playing. And then you've got, let's see, your 3. These are the agenda cards, so you put those here. you know, just the first one in the front, and then you go through those cards as you play. And over here you can put the Act card. So this starts with Act 1A, for example. So that saves a bit of room, I guess. I mean, if you put them down like this, it takes up just as much room. But I think it's a nice addition to put all your tokens here as well, in addition to the cards. And that they're, you know, upright, which makes it, I guess, easy to reference, to look at. So that's pretty nice. So what else do we have? We have a little card holder for your investigator's card, which I feel is not really necessary. You can put this on the table and then flip it around, but it's also fun to have it in here and just turn this around in front of you. I guess it's just a small little extra thingy that you can get, which does, you know, look nice on the table. You can put it on that thing too. And they do ship that very safely. This is another one, and they basically keep it in the original wood that it was cut out from, to make sure that it arrives in one piece. And you just take that off like so. It kind of falls off by itself. This is one side, this is the other side, and there you go. Nice engravings, all these tentacles here. That's pretty cool. So that's also something you could get if you like the way that looks. Does look nice on the table, I have to say. And then finally, there's more. They have more accessories on their website, more card holders and stuff, which is worth taking a look at. But something that I also found very handy, which kind of saves some time, I find, are these tokens. And these are connectors, basically, for your scenarios. So if you have, let me just put these away. If you have your locations all laid out, so for this scenario, for example, you have the hallway, which connects to these. You don't have to look at these colors every time, because you can put it on the table. And then when you have the parlor, for example, over here, and you put the cellar underneath, and then you have the attic up there. See, these all connect to the red icon. And here is the study, for example. Then you can take these and just put these in between here, which I think is pretty neat. And you can also, you know, should these two also have connected directly, you can also put a token there, and you can basically lay out your map like that, just using these things. Or if it's a one-way thing, you can do it like that. So you have two different of those. I'll take them up close here. They have a little engraving with an arrow going one way or going both ways, but the shape already kind of makes that very clear. They're only engraved on one side though, but yeah, even if you flip them around, again, the shape itself should be enough to indicate if it's one direction or two directions. And yeah, so that's how you can do that. So you could go in here and then not go back in this case, because, you know, minor spoiler, your the door vanishes. So yeah, that's an example of how you can use these. And I feel if you have a scenario with a lot of cards, then it does make it easier for you to, you know, take your investigator. Now I'm here, and now I can go to either of those locations. You know, if I, you know, you don't have to reference these smaller icons on the cards all the time. You can just see where you connected them, and that is, for me at least, visually a bit easier. So those are these accessories that I got from the Gift Forge. I find them very useful. I just think they look nice. And of course, this is very practical. It's pretty much a standard insert like we've seen from other publishers or designers of inserts as well. But I do like that they have gotten these extra items like these player dashboards and these markers here for your maps. And that's a very fun accessory over here as well. So check them out on the website. The link is in the description below. And like I said, there is also an edition for the newer box, the rectangular box, revised edition of Arkham Horror, the card game. So that was my review of the insert and accessories for Arkham Horror, the card game, first edition by The Gift Forge. Check out their web shop for these projects and also for the insert for the revised edition of Arkham Horror, the card game. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. That really helps the channel. Also, check out my Patreon page by clicking the links in the description below or the icon at the end of this video. Huge thanks to The Gift Forge for sending this over for me to review. And as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time on Board Game Heaven.